Good morning. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. Thank y'all for waiting. I had to stop and get some gas this morning because I didn't do it just for whatever reason. But nevertheless, we are here today. Happy Wednesday. We are here. Ooh. Yes, everything said in the video is alleged in my opinion and is used for entertainment purposes only, okay? Yes, we have some great topics for you guys this morning. Hopefully you guys had a chance to. We did a pop-in video last night. Y'all know I never ever go late, log on late late in the evenings to do my videos. I be trying to wind down from a day at work and get stuff done. But I had a friend of mine who was kind of going through some personal stuff yesterday, and I chose to use that time for a friend to kind of be there for them emotionally. Well, emotionally, I guess you can call it emotionally, via phone call. So I was handling that, and I chose to push my pop-in back so that we could get that done. So we had a very interesting pop-in. We talked about some great topics last night. So hopefully for those of you that did not get a chance to check it out, please do that and go over there and hit that like button. And thank you guys so much for those of you who were there and supported the video. I appreciate that as well, okay? Yes. What we got in here? 93 so far, 54. Oh, it's jumping up to 100. Yes, please go ahead and hit that like button as you guys come in as well, okay? What else was I going to say? Let's go ahead and get into celebrity news. I think I only have like one piece of celebrity news. And then we're going to jump right on into the meat and potatoes of our video today. Oh, all right. So celebrity news is, as you guys know, we kind of talked about the BET Awards a little bit yesterday with Patti LaBelle. We're not going to talk about Patti LaBelle today. No, we are going to talk about Diamond and Scrappy. As you guys know, the two of them have come out publicly to, well, not really announce that they're together, but I guess they made a statement at the BET Awards by showing up together. It was kind of weird. Their body language was weird because everybody knows that Scrappy has been allegedly kind of dibbling and dabbling with Diamond, which he always goes back to Diamond. I already said it when he was with Erica Dixon. When the two of them fell out, he started going back to Diamond. And after the two of them he stopped messing with Diamond, then he was messing with Shay. Then he went back with Diamond. Then he left Diamond alone, started messing with Bambi. Then he left Bambi alone. Now he's right back with Diamond. I don't know what Diamond got over there, honey. Apparently that kryptonite keep calling him back. So he keeps going back. But now it's looking like he's fooling with Diamond again. It was said and alleged that Diamond may be expecting. I'm not sure. I didn't see a baby bump at the awards. But then again, you know, it is early on, so she could be. Not sure. But I do know that they looked a hot damn mess at the awards. They did. I think I expressed that in one of my posts on my YouTube channel on my community wall. Diamond looked a hot damn mess, and she did respond because the internet was going crazy about her look at the BET Awards. She looked a hot damn mess. I'm talking about a mess, okay? She had on like a purple looking wig. It was a mess. She looked like she might have ate like 38 edibles before her ass got on the red carpet and smoked a blunt on top of that. I was just like, Diamond, what the hell going on with you? Her outfit was atrocious. The damn shoes that she had on looked like Easter shoes that she had from like maybe 8 or 9 Easters back. And yeah, it was a hot mess. I said, child, I don't know where you thought you were going today, but yeah, no, it was not giving what it needed to give. It was not. It was a hot damn mess. I was thoroughly bothered by them shoes. Them shoes was a hot mess. And I'm a shoe person. So I was just like, baby, you step out and them shoes ain't hitting like they need to hit. That's the first thing I'm looking at is your shoes. So if y'all ever go out with me, I'm looking at your shoes. I'm a shoeaholic. I love shoes, okay? So I'm definitely going to be checking out your shoes. And if they're not hitting, I'm probably not going to say nothing. But in the back of my mind, I'm be like, did they really wear these damn shoes? But anyway, Scrappy was looking a mess as well. Like his ass just left from getting that Burlington Coat Factory markdown outfit his ass had on. Not sure where he thought he was going either. But, and I'm like, you should have had enough money because according to Bambi, you wasn't paying your part of the rent for quite some time. So you sitting on some rent money that your ass could have been putting towards an outfit while you was stepping out here looking a hot damn mess like you were at the BET Awards, all right? You done left Bambi with them 4 children, or how many of the children she got your fault. You ain't been taking care of your financial part according to her, so you should have had some money to be out here looking like you needed to look. Since you over there now finagling with old Diamond, honey. Diamond was looking like a whole cubic zirconia out there, biatch. She was. Diamond, if you watching my channel, baby, you might want to change your name cubic zirconia now, because you was looking a hot mess, sis. Yeah, both of them look like their ass got dressed over there at the Red Roof Inn. Yes, I'm being petty and messy this morning, because she did a little live, honey, and thought that she was gonna be trying to talk crazy to people because they had something to say about her damn shoes and her outfit and the way she looked. She did respond, honey, and she said that she's really not pressed about how people feel about her, that she pretty much styled herself for the BET Awards. And I was like, well, bitch, we already knew that. You ain't had to make that announcement. Looking at how you came up out there, yeah, it don't look like you had no stylist, and if you did, they need to be fired. She said she pretty much dressed herself. She did her own hair. I was just like, girl, you don't fell off like that. Most people who go into the wars, they hire a stylist so they can be on. You want to be, you want to make sure your stuff be right. Her lace front was looking like she put the bitch on backwards. It was a mess. Diamond, get yourself together, honey. And you and Scrappy, y'all might want to reevaluate this damn relationship that y'all getting into. Scrappy, you don't need to be in no relationship because you just got out of a situationship and marriage with Bambi. I mean, damn, the ink just dried, if it's even dried, from y'all divorce. Like, literally, I want to say like 3-4 days ago, their divorce was finalized. And before the divorce was finalized, you were already finagling over there with Diamond. So it's like you're not even trying to heal from your situation. You taking issues that you had with Bambi over to your situation with Diamond now. And it's just, it's very toxic, and it's very, I don't even have a damn word for crazy. Crazy is a word. Crazy is a great word to plug right there. Okay, child, I ain't got no more for them. Diamond's ass look like she just got out of rehab. But y'all need to figure that thing out, honey. Moving on. We ain't got no more for them. We ain't got no more for you, honey. Now, I talked a little bit about Gino Peters, okay? The guy who is supposed to be working with Marcel Scott at Schultz, as you guys saw on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the guy that allegedly took Tisha's spot that she really didn't even have because she's not an owner in the business. We keep talking about it. Found out some information about old Gino, honey. Mr. Quiet Gino, because y'all know he didn't really have too many words, but those would be the ones. They say you got to watch them quiet ones, honey, because those would be the ones that really surprise you. They're saying that Mr. Gino, honey, has about 19 arrest records, okay? And the last time that he was actually arrested and had anything going on in the legal system, as we're going to call it, was back in 2010. But he has a total of 19 arrest records. I'm like, damn, Gino, what you been up to, sir? Looking at him, you wouldn't think that he would be that type of person. Now, I know everybody make mistakes, but damn, who is locked up 19 times in their life besides damn Marlo from Real Housewives of Atlanta? Who is trying to go to jail that many times in their life? I'm just like, I missed something there. Like, damn, sir, you're supposed to be a whole, he presented himself as this businessman who, but I was like, you know what, when I thought back on it, I said, well, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey, and they have Carlos King did troll love and lockup for some of the people on the cast, all right? Because most of them on there are criminals. Literally probably just got out of jail. And we got one that's on America's Most Wanted now that's on the show. Martel's brother. Montez with that thick-ass neck of his. I said, see, this is how your ass got caught, because that neck. We know that neck anywhere. Nah. I done said he done stole some of Benzino's neck from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all remember Benzino? That's why Benzino ain't got no neck, because Martel brother done took it all. That's why he ain't got no damn neck. I said, that's how they found you. That's how they got you on America's Most Wanted. They want you to see how the hell you got all this neck. I don't know how that. Hopefully she had a cesarean. Okay, that's probably why her ass drink the way she do. Am I being educated this morning? So, yeah, yes, I'm petty. Anywho, it's saying that he had 19 arrest records, okay? But, hey, he does fit right in with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because a lot of them do have arrest records as well, all right? All except Melody, and I don't think Miss Van has one either. And I definitely don't think that any of the Fletchers do, but, I mean, it is what it is. All right, so they're saying that Gino, give me one second, y'all. Of course, they're saying that, I was talking about yesterday, the Fairfield Inn scene, it looked kind of forced, and it looked kind of fake, and he didn't look like he was all the way with filming that particular scene because he knew that it was fake. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but Gino, we're gonna keep our eye on you, sir, because it's looking like you might have been on America's Most Wanted as well, okay, with all these damn arrest records. And we talked about yesterday how his businesses had to be dissolved after he got divorced, which is what he was trying to tell Marceau in terms of, hey, you need to figure this out with your wife because you don't want to be in the position that I'm in and lose everything being stupid, okay? Because most of those businesses, you know, are in Tisha's name in terms of her credit and things like that, because Marceau ain't really got nothing. But let's move on, honey. Yeah. A lot of people are asking, a lot of fans are asking why Martel continues to change his story about his marriage to Melody on the show. People have noticed that Martel, he's pretty much changed his story. In one scene, he's down in Melody. He's coming for her. He's challenging her motherhood, talking about she's got 20 babysitters, this, and this. And then in the next scene, he's actually sitting there praising her about being a great wife. Oh, you need a good wife in your life, somebody that, you know, can hold you down. And I'm sorry that I messed up my situation and my marriage. I should have been there when I had a good thing. Like, which one is it? We're confused. I'm confused. Either you were happy in your marriage or you were not. Now, we talked about the next scene coming up. He's going to be fussing Marlene out because she didn't go hard on Mel when they went to court in terms of testifying for him, which I already probably knew he was going to try to have his mama get up there and talk against Mel. But I feel like, and I said the other day during my review, I feel like Marlene cracked under pressure because she realizes that what Martel was doing was just really not the right thing to do in terms of trying to take those children away from Mel full time. Because she also knew that she would be under pressure to have to watch those kids a little bit more than now if Martel had them full time, because he don't really have time for them kids. Martel is out here trying to date. He's running back and forth to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He's chasing damn Carlos King and everybody else. He ain't got time for them kids. Martel wanted that money from Mel, but he was upset and mad at Marlene because she didn't go hard on Mel and I guess tell some lies that maybe he kind of concocted and wanted her to get on the stand to do, but she declined to do that. And he's in the next episode going to be fussing at her about that, and she's just going to be looking stupid. But I keep saying I feel like Marlene is scared of Martel because she knows that her sons are crazy as hell. She knows what she raised over there. A mother knows her son. She already know that son Montez, he crazy as hell too. And I already told y'all the other day why he was on America's Most Wanted. And for those of you that do not know, it's said and alleged that he powed into somebody's house, unaliving a 9-year-old boy who lived in that home. Okay? So he's crazy. Martel was trying to say, oh, he has a few things in his life. No. It ain't no little petty misdemeanor stuff. The Montez that we saw on the last episode, episode 12, season 6 of Love and Marriage Huntsville is crazy. Okay, that's crazy. That ain't no little stuff. We're not gonna breeze over it like he stole a Snicker bar at the gas station. We're not gonna do that. That's not the type of crime we talking about. When we talking about unaliving people and you just out here powing like you in the Wild Wild West movie, no sir. We're gonna have to address that thing like it is. Marlene knows what she done raised up over there. Well, she ain't really raised them. That's why they are the way they are. But at the end of the day, she knows her sons. And she know the type of person Martel is. He's very manipulative. And he can be very scary when he acts out. We've seen that. And I keep going back to the Vegas incident because that's where we've seen him act out the most, to where he really blew up. Martel has a temper, and I think he has a way of controlling his mom. And I bet he goes off on her the way we saw him go off on Mel, because when he doesn't get his way, when Martel feels like somebody else is so wrong, Martel goes out of his way to try to prove other people being wrong. And when they don't accept the accountability the way he feel like they should, then he blow up on them. And that's how he did Mel. And it took Marceau jumping out of the pool. We saw that. And running up behind him and bear hugging him and whispering in his ear, trying to talk him down off the ledge because he was on 10. It was like Martel was seeing, he was in a trance. And I feel like he's been that way with his mother as well. And she's afraid of him and she does whatever he asks her to do. So in that instance where he asked her to go to court and do all this, he was mad. He was kind of raising his voice at her too. You guys will see, for those of you that are still watching the show, you know, you'll see how he kind of went off on his mom, and she just kind of retracted like she was a child when he was talking to her. And I was just like, hold up, who's the parent here? And I get it, you know, and you guys know how it is when a mother is not there for their child like they should, how the child does not have that respect for the parent. That's what it's looking like. Martel feels like he can disrespect his mother because Marlene wasn't there 100% like she should have been, and the grandmother had to step in and raise him. So he don't really have that adoration and respect for Marlene as he should. Oh yeah, I feel like he's blown up on her, and she's afraid of him. And I think she may be afraid of that other son too, because she knows that his ass is crazy. He's crazy. That's why he was on America's Most Wanted, for those of you who don't know. All right. Now, around the same time that they were talking about Martel being arrested for the altercation with Ariane, where they were trying to say that he put pause on her and that the two of them were arrested but not charged, but they were just held, I want to say overnight or so that they can have a cooling off moment, which is what they were trying to say, where Martel was not allowed to go back to Ariane's house for a while. We saw on live where Ariane had to drive, I want to say like 15 or so minutes down from her house to a park to go and meet Martel. I think they were doing an exchange for Knox, for Martel to pick up Knox. He could not go back to Ariane's. So this was around the same time that everybody was pulling up mugshots, trying to see if we could find a mugshot for Martel. But we did find one for Montez during that time, which is when his brother was arrested during that time as well. Montez Dewan Holt, that's his name. Montez Dewan Holt, that's the same time, around the same time that his brother was arrested, around the same time that Martel was allegedly arrested for allegedly putting pause on Ariane during an altercation that they're saying was verbal, that allegedly they're saying turned physical, because we saw in the video where Ariane's face looked a little, and I'm not saying he hit her, but something happened because her face looked swollen. Okay, she couldn't even look at him in the camera. We talked about this so many times. I did a live on it. She couldn't even give him eye contact when she was talking. She kept staring at the floor. She couldn't even look at him. I think she's afraid of him as well, because she said several times on live, you know, I don't want to do this because I don't want to make him mad. Well, what happens when he gets mad? We've seen what happens when he gets mad. We've seen what happens when he gets mad. And I'm sure Melody have seen some of those things as well in the home. A lot of the stuff that she went through with Martel, I'm sure she really has not talked about it. And I know she was talking about doing a book. Maybe that may be in her book, some of the things that went on. But for her to have to, you know, be in a closet and crying and things like that, something went on. So Martel does have a side to him where he does, you know, kind of push a person to that point. And when he does not get his way, he does act out. But for him to go back and forth with the whole, oh, you know, my wife was this, and this, and she was there, she did this, but then you did a whole scene with your mother saying that Mel was lazy and she didn't do this, and you had to do everything, so you put it out there to make it seem like Melody was this lazy wife who made you do all the work, which now we see you weren't doing anything. That she was the breadwinner, that she was doing everything, because now you have nothing to show for. Even with you guys dissolving the businesses, and I talked about in my live last night where Carlos King was trying to say that Martel pretty much made Melody the star that she is. And I'm trying to figure out, why is it that you can't bounce back and make that same change for yourself? Because you have 3 years that you're sitting on now after the two of you guys have divorced. You haven't made any improvements since then. Not even for a small business such as your wine. Even that has failed. Even something as simple as you putting out a calendar, that didn't go anywhere. A children's book, that didn't go anywhere. Martel don't have the business acumen like Melody. He's not smart like her, which shows that she is the one who was doing everything within that marriage. And he will never give her that credit, because Martel was always jealous of Melody. And you have to be careful with that when you are married to someone or in a relationship with someone who is jealous of you. Maybe well, we already know she is smarter than him, because she talked about she had to do his homework and stuff when he was in college. But you have to be very careful when you are linked up with someone who is jealous of you, because they will silently do anything that they can to try to bring you down. And that's what Martel did. He used Ariane, and I've said this before, he used Ariane as a means to control Melody. Well, if you don't do this, well, I'm going over here. If you don't do this, and I think that Melody knew at some point in time that Martel was leaving to go and cheat. So he would use that Just like he did in the scene when she threw the glass to hit him with the glass and said, well, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that for me, so I had to go over there, and this person was doing this for me, and this person was doing that for me. He knew that that would hurt her for saying that, because deep down she wanted to say, it sees that now. And it's very unfortunate that Carlos King keeps jumping in the middle of this situation, and I feel like jealous of Melody as well, and I think that he blames Melody for the fact that Love and Marriage Huntsville isn't doing as well as it was, because he begged her to stay with Martel after they found out that Martel was out having infidelities. Okay, I talked about it last night, how Carlos King was saying that whenever he first met Melody and Martel, that they seemed like this couple who was just so into each other, and that Martel was just so mesmerized by Melody, and that he would just stare at her and smile, like he was just like, oh my God, like I just have this great thing. But he said he later found out when they got ready to pitch the show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, that Martel had been out cheating, and that he and Melody were going through some really tough times. But they still went ahead with the show, and they were told to, you know, get along and, you know, try to act like things were going well, that, you know, and don't show the fact that you guys are having any issues, because Carlos was banking on the two of them making this show be a hit. So now that Melody has changed her name and divorced Martel and kind of made her own identity, it's kind of hurting him in a way with this show, because he presented it as this strong couple who kind of came out to where everybody loved them. When Mel and Martel, when we first saw them, that's what we were drawn to on the show, Melody and Martel. Even though we later found out that Martel was cheating, just the idea of them two being together, they looked great together. Melody looked good on his arm. She kind of made him, to be honest. But when we started hearing little things and seeing little things and seeing how Martel was, it kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, to where we just wasn't feeling it like that. Which then it started to affect the ratings of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville, this is the worst season that Carlos has ever had with this show. And I feel like he blames Melody, and he's also punishing Melody by not allowing her mother to be on this show. Because we've already talked about how Ms. Van says she's filmed several scenes. He will show the other mothers, but he's not showing Melody's mom. Okay? I think he blames Melody for the demise of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now he's launched this other show, Love and Marriage Detroit. It's not doing well either. I looked at the ratings for that. It barely made 200,000 views, which we all know, a new show. Everybody's kind of iffy. Some people are going to watch. Some people are not going to watch. But I feel like he's trying to get that same love on this other show for the Detroit show, and it's just not hitting like it used to hit with Love and Marriage Huntsville when it first came out. Everybody was rushing to go watch Love and Marriage Huntsville because they like to see Melody on their screen. Not so much the Scotts. They didn't really care about them. They were just like supporting actresses on the show. But Melody was the star, or is the star rather, of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And the fact that they really didn't even much show her on episode 12, except for when Martel and his brother was throwing shade, and they showed Melody just on the clip where they rolled back to show Melody in the studio recording. A lot of fans weren't feeling that. A lot of fans were upset at that. That they're continued, that Carlos is kind of continuing to fade Melody out like that. And if you notice, for the last few episodes or so, Melody, she used to live tweet and was, you know, asking people, please watch the show, please go and watch the show, you know, watch the show, watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. She hasn't been doing that in a while. So a lot of fans have been asking, is Melody trying to phase herself out? Is she kind of, you know, trying to phase herself off of being on Love and Marriage Huntsville because she's not promoting the show like she used to? This is her baby. This is the show that she kind of, you know, helped put together, that she pitched. And then she brought on people who she thought were her friends who have now turned against her. So a lot of people and fans are asking, is Melody kind of maybe phasing herself out because she's not really supporting and or, you know, asking people to watch the show anymore? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't know. But she, I mean, I know in a live she did say that she's not planning to leave the show right now, and that when God tells her to go, then she will do that. But she said she does not feel that right now. But with everything that's going on, she did feel a way, because she did respond with the episode where the kids had their skate party. And her mom, she was saying her mom was right there when they sang happy birthday to the kids. And it's like production just kept skipping over her. She filmed scenes for that as well, but they did not show her, except for when Martel was screaming in her face. And it was for like a little second or two. So I'm not sure what's going on. Carlos knows what he's doing, though. And I think, you know, content creators as well as fans of the show, we see it. We see it, and it's not okay that he continues to brush over the fact that Martel continues to be out of line, and he just, you know, like a mother who does not want to discipline their child, or a father who doesn't want to discipline their child, keep allowing him to do things and keep brushing over and blaming other people for Martel's mistakes. I mean, it's getting to be too much. It's getting to be too much. I mean, I feel like he needs to hold Martel accountable for the things that he continues to do. It's his fault that the marriage went the way that it was. If he continued to cheat, like, he didn't care. Melody begged him to stop cheating, and she was going to stay with him, even with everything that was going on. And she said, Melody said in her life, it wasn't the baby that made her leave, it was Martel. Feeling like he could continue to disrespect her even after he had that child. He felt like he could continue to disrespect her, and even went as far as telling her, the old men used to tell me that, you know, that this is how it goes. This is just how it goes. Like, he wanted her to get comfortable with him disrespecting her. And she said, no. No, for 5 years, I'm not still seeing Ariana, and I want my marriage, and I want, but he was sneaking and seeing her. And even went as far as gotten a second phone so that he could communicate with her. So he was telling Ariana, don't call me on this phone, call me on this phone. And then she made a mistake of calling him in the car. Y'all saw the scene where Melody saw, okay, he's still messing with this girl, while I'm sitting here being stupid and feeling like we are working on our marriage when he's just doing what he wants to do and still disrespecting me. So I don't believe that Martel ever thought that Melody would ever leave him. Once that happened, and when it looked like they were going to get divorced and they separated, Melody was saying that Carlos was, you know, asking her to stay. Why would you ask someone to stay in a situation like that? She would have got all kind of diseases from Martel. He was disrespecting her. It was to the point to where he was not respecting her as his wife. So why would you ask someone to stay for your own selfish reasons of trying to make your show be a #1 show on OWN, when this person is miserable as hell? Ariana at that time was at an all-time high with her disrespect on social media. And Martel would say, oh, she's a grown woman, I can't tell her what to do and not do. Yes, you can. You can tell her and put her in her place. Say, hey, look, this is my wife. We are going through things, and I get it, I'm seeing you, but you cannot disrespect my wife. This is the mother of my children. But because Ariana saw Martel disrespecting Melody and talking shit about her behind her back, that is why she felt like she could do it. But these are things that Carlos don't address. He is upset, and I know this is a conversation that Martel had with Carlos in terms of saying, well, I'm the one that you know, helped pitch the show with her. I was there to help pitch Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm the reason that this happened. He likes to take the credit for everything. I'm the one that drove her to her American Idol audition in Atlanta. Okay, so what? You're supposed to be supportive as a spouse. Do you want a cookie for taking her to her audition? You're supposed to do that as a husband. Whatever it is that she wants to do, you're supposed to be supportive. But I feel like Martel didn't want to support the things that Melody wanted to do because he knew that she was a star. He knew that when he met her in college. That's why he held on so tight to her. That's why he wanted to marry her right out of college, because he knew he could not let her get away. Martel was in a space to where he was, like I said, poor, and it's nothing wrong with it. Everybody grew up differently in their lives. You know, everybody came from somewhere. But Martel saw something in Melody where he knew that he had to have her in his life in order for him to be where he is right now. And he hates that she's not with him anymore, and that she's cut herself completely from him and even changed her name to Rogers. That says to him, I want no parts of you. That you can no longer continue to use me to be able to come up. That bothers him. It bothers him. He don't know where to go. And the fact that he keeps running to Carlos, I think it's starting to get on Carlos' nerves that he keeps having to bail Martel out of stuff as well. So he blames Melody for not staying there and sticking there and being Martel's babysitter. That's pretty much what it was. Don't no woman want to babysit no grown-ass man. You gonna either get it together or you ain't. He don't even have it within him to get a job so that he could take care of himself. Melody had to pay his light bill when they broke up. So you disrespect me and I got to turn around and pay your lights so that you can have lights and bring your hoes over here, and so that my children can also have a place to come, so that I can be within the rights of the court order. So how long do you continue to bend over backwards for a person who continue to disrespect you? How long does Melody have to keep filming scenes with you to put money in your pocket so that you can survive while you're sitting in the background still trying to get Ariane on this show according to his own admission? So it's like you are still using her. That scene where he walked around the table to try to shake hands with her, Martel was trying to film a scene with Melody and she shut it down. When she would not shake his hand and give him anything, that says to her, that said to Martel, no, you do not get to use me. No, you will not film a scene with me. Now she would do one, she would film with him in a group, but one-on-one, she's not trying to film with him. She's not trying to film with him. She made it clear when he tried to walk her to the car. He keeps trying to use her. He know Melody ain't checking for him. But that's the way Martel is. But then you love to say, oh, I helped make you. I helped make you. You didn't make anything. You didn't make anything. And then you sit there and tell your brother, oh, I can help you do this. I can help you do that. When you sitting there struggling. It's all for TV. Martel likes the appearances. He likes to make it look like he's doing something and bossing up, which is how he did in the marriage. Running around with them damn suits on. Because he wanted the appearance of making himself look like he's a boss when Melody was doing all the hard work. In the office and going home making dinner and dealing with all the kids. While he did nothing but run around and cheat and put on suits. You have to watch people like that just want to be with you to use you. Women, if you got a man who don't want to work, they are using you. That's not love. When you are in a relationship, it's 50-50. You give, and so do I. How do you expect to build and have things and be out of debt if one person is carrying all the load and the man sitting home all day playing the game all day or not taking care of his responsibilities? You got some men that want to drive the car. He want to keep the car and drop you off at work. He ain't even going to work. Did not work. He talking you trying to be a rapper years old and dropping your woman off at work, and one day she's standing outside in the rain waiting on him and he late. Bitch, you should be here on time to pick me up if you ain't got no job. Where are you with my car? You're not dropping me off nowhere if you don't have a fucking job. Let's just make that clear. That's on period. And you got men who feel like they can disrespect women like that. That's very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. You either want it or you don't. You either want it or you don't. That's on period. You either want that thing or you don't. Stop allowing people to walk all over you and continue to take from you. That's all Martel did in this marriage was take. And now you stay in Carlos' face, steady telling him lies. Carlos don't know what happened in that marriage between Melody and Martel, but he continues to speak on it like he lived in the house with them. Everything that Carlos is talking about is what Martel done told him. He ain't had no personal conversations with Melody about what went on in her marriage. So why are you continuing to do interviews and do posts talking about what this woman went through in her marriage and that she's the cause of all of this that happened with Martel? He's a failure. And he was a failure before she married him, but she tried to see something in him and build with him. And that turned out to be a mistake for her. She already said, I wish I would have had my children with somebody else. She despises him much. She said, I wish I would have had my children with someone else versus this queen. She called him a queen. Meaning she don't even see him as being a strong man that takes care of his responsibilities, because he doesn't. And after a while, that starts to weigh down on a woman. I'm your helpmeet, not somebody who's supposed to do it all. His idea of being a man, Martel did not have anyone in the home to teach him how to be a man. And they were saying in the episode, if my father was, I don't know if it would have been even better if he would have been there. Probably not. If he's a criminal just like you, probably not. Because he can't teach you something that he is not. It doesn't sound like he's a man who takes on his responsibilities. Because when he got out of jail, what did he do? He rent meal, said whatever he needed to say, and was right back out the. This the same person Martel introduced to his children, who you don't even know. But you got a problem with who Melody has around your children. You introduce, hey, this is granddaddy. You don't even know this man who spent 20 years in the penitentiary. And whatever he spent the time in there for, I don't know if I would want him around my kids unless he's been rehabilitated, to be honest. If he's showing you he don't give a damn about you, why are you introducing him to the kids? I get it, that's grandpa, but grandpa got some issues. He's not even acknowledging that you're his son. So why would you introduce your children to have him acknowledge that he's their grandpa, that their grandpa? I mean, hello? It's crazy. It's crazy. But a lot of fans were worried in terms of, is Melody not live tweeting the show anymore? Is she not promoting Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore? Because maybe she don't care anymore about this show. Maybe she's going to phase herself out. Or maybe Carlos may be trying to phase her out of the show, like I said, because he didn't show her last episode, except for in a playback on her own show. You're bringing other people on her show to upstage her. Stormy should never get more scenes than Melody on her show. Betty should never get more scenes on Love and Marriage Huntsville than Melody and her mother, because she's the star of the show. Martel should not get more scenes than Melody when he is doing nothing. Martel don't have a storyline. That is why he keeps bothering Melody, because he knows she's going to get camera time. So if I can come around the table and aggravate the hell out of her and stick my hand out knowing she's not going to shake my hand and give me any type of clout, that's going to get me some more screen time, because filming is what gets me a check. Martel knows exactly what he's doing. That's why he keeps fucking with Mel. That's why he keeps bothering her. And during that time, he knew he had her in court. That's the type of person he is. He knew he had her in court. The audacity for you to stick your hand out. That part made me so mad, y'all. I said, oh, girl, I would have jumped up and slapped the hell out of him. Production would have been hollering, cut. If that would have been me. I would have slapped the hell out of him. Do whatever you got to do after that, but your ass would be slapped. Know that. And am I a violent person? No, but some people just need to be slapped into reality. Martel needs some reality in his life. Because it don't make no damn sense to be that damn disrespectful. For real. It don't make no sense to be that damn disrespectful. But let's move on to the next topic, child. He ain't about to run my pressure up. Stormy Steele, honey, is accused of using an AliExpress bag that she purchased on there for the amount of, they're saying that the bag costs about $3, okay, on AliExpress. She's selling the bag on her website for $100, okay? Now, I get it whenever you're in business and you purchase things, you're trying to make a profit off of it, but they're trying to say that Stormy is coming off as being a fraud, because the bag, she tried to present it as something that she took the time to make on her own, and that she's trying to say that it's near and dear to her that she took all this time to make it, when she really bought it off AliExpress and it was pulled up. I do have the picture and receipts on that and how much the bag cost. It is the same replica of the bag that she is trying to sell, and say that she spent all this time and that she worked with a designer to get this bag, when it's the same bag from AliExpress that only costs up to $3 that she is selling for $100. Make it make sense. Now, I know you got money problems, ma'am, but you ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie, Craig. Okay? Like, on period. She even lied about what she was in jail for. We found out what that was about. All right? Y'all remember on the episode when Betty was saying that Stormy went to jail. They were saying she messed up somebody's car. She did sit in jail for 3 days. Her mama did not go and get her out. I don't know what kind of relationship your mama has if she just let you sit in jail like that. Maybe she was trying to teach her a lesson. And it was not when she was 18 years old, when she was in college, like she tried to say on the show. And the judge saw her as this real nice college student and just let her out. Bullshit. No. Stormy was like 20 years old when this happened. Okay. She was in jail for domestic violence. And she was also in there for messing up her boyfriend's car during that time. I think they had some type of altercation. I'll say allegedly, but we'll pull receipts. Okay, I always like to put allegedly on it when I'm talking about people charges, but we can pull them receipts if we need to, because y'all know we have them. But anywho, she messed up her boyfriend's car in an altercation back then, when she was 20 years old. I'm not sure if the person was Courtney or if it was somebody else that she was dating, but they're saying that it was she was arrested for vandalism, disturbance of a family at age 20, and for domestic violence. Okay, that's what she was arrested for during that particular incident. All right, so she tried to breeze over it like, oh, it was nothing. I was 18. The judge thought I was this cute college student, and they let me out and blah blah blah. Now, you was on some mess back then. You have a violent streak in you, ma'am. Okay, you were arrested for domestic violence. So you don't put paws on this person. You don't vandalize their car and disturbance in the family. I don't know what that was all about, but that's what the charges were for. Okay, so your mama let you sit in jail during the time that you did the shit. She didn't pay no bond to go and get you out, or maybe you didn't have no bond, depending on, you know, how bad the situation was. Okay, but I don't know. After hearing about old El Chapo out there in the warehouse, though, her husband Courtney, I'm gonna call him El Chapo, with that baking soda on his hand, on his palms out there. That sounds like you know, that might have been an alleged situation, might have been with him, because he looked like he had a little street in him too. So I'm gonna have to do a little more digging to see if it was Courtney or just a previous boyfriend. But it's looking like both of them are criminals as well, because Courtney also was arrested on some things, and it said that he's on probation. So this Love and Marriage Huntsville, baby, is love and lockup of Huntsville. This is what it's looking like. Yeah, Courtney was arrested on some very serious charges as well. He is currently on probation from my records. Okay, and we'll say allegedly, but yeah. So Courtney, I don't know, y'all. This whole damn show is giving. It's giving criminals. I'm just like, damn, when I'm watching a show and it's supposed to be about black excellence, and half the motherfuckers on there, and I got to say it that way, just because I'm feeling a little hood come out, is on America's Most Wanted, and they got charges and staying in and out of court. Like, I don't know what it's giving. Like, for real, like, Carlos, you might want to do some background checks on your next show. Okay? You might want to do some background checks, because these people that you choosing to be on here, sir, are all criminals. And I already said, with the exception of Melody, her mom, and who else? Oh, and the Fletchers. I can't really say that they have any records, because I haven't seen and or pulled up anything. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna do a pop in whenever I get off today, you guys, because I do want to finish some topics. But I don't know. With this, let me go back with this situation with Carlos. I'm gonna touch on this, and then I'm gonna hit it and quit it on this right here. I feel like Carlos has some identity issues, which is why he keeps allowing the women on his shows to be disrespected. And I kind of thought about this. I feel like deep down that Carlos feels like maybe he wants to be a female. He does have female tendencies. Okay, I feel like deep down he wants to be a female, and maybe he's upset at the fact that he's not. So he takes his anger out on other females. If you guys notice, he don't have that energy for the males. Carlos treats all of the male cast on his shows with so much respect, the utmost respect, and he's always doing for them. He has so much respect for Martel, and he's trash. He has so much respect for all the Scott brothers, and they too are also trash. But when it comes to the women on the show, he has no respect for them, period. And the only reason that he has just a little bit of respect for Kimmy is because he knows that she's sick, and he feels sorry for her because his own mother passed away from cancer. So he kind of relates to Kimmy in the way that he did with what was going on with his own mother when she kind of passed away with cancer, because he said it at the reunion, his own mother passed away with cancer. Okay? But I feel like Carlos has some identity issues, and I feel like he takes his frustrations out on females on the show. And I really feel like he's very jealous of Melody, because Melody is really kind of surpassing him. She's kind of doing her own thing. She doesn't need him. And sometimes when a person don't need you, it does bother you. I felt like as long as he felt like Melody needed him, then he was friends with her. He treated her with respect. But now that Melody is making her own waves, she's doing her own thing. She's a businesswoman. She don't need Martel. She don't need anybody. She's independent. I feel like that bothers him. I feel like it bothers him. And I feel like he takes his frustration and his anger out on her. And like I said, I do feel like he does blame her for the demise of this show, because Carlos don't like to lose. And I feel like he's in competition with Andy Cohen on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is why he continues to interview all of the cast on Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. He wants to be back on Bravo, but Bravo won't have him because he messed it up over there so bad. Bravo is done with him. But I feel like he is in constant competition with Andy Cohen, which is why he continues to talk so much about Real Housewives of Atlanta. You can tell he misses it because it does not have the same love that Love and Marriage Huntsville or any of his other shows under the Kingdom Reign, which is his business, has. I feel like Carlos is in constant competition. He's in competition. He's in constant competition. That's why he keeps launching all these shows, and they're not doing as well. This Detroit show is not doing as well. He's scrambling. He's scrambling. He despises Andy Cohen because he wants to have that same, he wants to have that same thing that Andy Cohen has. And that's why he acts the way that he does. But we're going to do a pop-in today because I do have some other topics that I still need to cover. So we're going to handle it when I get off today. So hopefully you guys can join for that. And we will finish that up and hop on here and talk a little bit, honey, and finish these topics. But thank you guys for joining. I hope I ain't fuss y'all ear off too much. Y'all know anytime I get to talking about Martel and this show and how crazy things have been between he and Mel, that brings something out of me to where I just be like, oh my God, y'all know I got to be like this. I got to snap off. But thank y'all for watching, honey. And definitely check out the pop-in today. Hopefully I don't have to counsel anybody, honey. If I do, then that's probably why I won't be on. But yesterday, I'm the go-to. I done told y'all. I'm the go-to. I'm the counselor. When anybody in my family or my friends, they going through stuff, that's who they call me. They want my insight. They want to talk and get stuff out. So I don't know why God bestowed that gift upon me, honey, but he did. But that's just what it is. All right. But thank you guys for joining us in Car Chronicles today. Please hit that like button if you did not. We got 648 in the building, 372 likes. Let's get the likes up. If you didn't hit it on the way in, please hit it on your way out. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you did not. Thank you, Boss, for doing such a great job. For any content creators that join us as well, thank you guys for being here. Love you guys all the way down, and I will see you guys today later on in our pop-off. I don't know why I want to call it a pop-off. Maybe I'm going to pop off today and I don't know about it. But anyway, later in our pop-in, okay? For our pop-in video later today. All right? Love you guys all the way down. Please have a great day and do not be stressed, but do be blessed. All right? And goodbye.